In a significant shift in strategy, Elon Musk, the billionaire entrepreneur and CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, announced that he plans to drastically reduce his political spending in the coming years. Speaking at the Qatar Economic Forum, Musk, who previously emerged as the largest donor during the 2024 election cycle with contributions exceeding $250 million to a super PAC primarily supporting Donald Trump, expressed that he feels he has done enough in the realm of political contributions. His comments reflect a growing sense of ambivalence towards the political landscape, stating, "I think in terms of political spending I'm going to do a lot less in the future." Musk's decision comes amid increasing scrutiny and backlash against him and his companies as a consequence of his political engagements. When asked if the negative reactions influenced his decision to step back from political funding, he acknowledged the impact but emphasized that he does not currently see a compelling reason to engage financially in future campaigns. "Well, if I see a reason to do political spending in the future, I will do it," Musk noted, indicating that his future contributions would depend on the political climate and his own convictions. A source close to Musk, speaking on the condition of anonymity, suggested that while Musk may be reducing his public political footprint, his influence is unlikely to wane. Musk scaling back his public profile does not diminish his influence. "I think it can actually sharpen it," the advisor remarked, hinting at Musk's ability to support causes discreetly without attracting unwanted attention. In tandem with his political commentary, Musk reaffirmed his commitment to Tesla, stating that he intends to lead the electric vehicle manufacturer for at least the next 5 years. This announcement comes at a time when stakeholders have raised concerns about his focus, given his prominent role as an advisor in the Trump administration and the volatility of Tesla's stock, which has seen a decline of over 12% year-to-date. "Yes, no doubt about that at all," Musk asserted when asked about his future with Tesla, emphasizing that his control over the company is essential to steer its future direction. Musk's growing involvement in the Republican Party has not gone unnoticed, leading to protests and incidents of backlash at Tesla properties. When confronted about how he personally handles the criticism, Musk expressed that while dissenting opinions are valid, crossing the line into violence is unacceptable. "It's certainly fine to object to political things, but it's not fine to resort to violence and hanging someone in effigy and death threats," he stated. As Musk navigates the complexities of political engagement and corporate leadership, he remains focused on his diverse ventures beyond Tesla. He hinted at the possibility of Starlink, SpaceX's satellite internet service, becoming a standalone public entity in the future, showcasing his relentless ambition to innovate and expand his business portfolio. Musk's announcements signal a potential recalibration of his public persona and a shift in how he engages with the political arena. As the midterm elections approach, it remains to be seen how his reduced spending will affect his influence and whether the evolving political landscape will prompt a return to more robust financial contributions. In a world increasingly driven by corporate involvement in politics, Musk's next moves will undoubtedly be closely watched by both investors and political analysts alike. In a significant legal development, a federal judge has invalidated the recent takeover of the U.S. Institute of Peace (USIP) by affiliates of the Department of Government Efficiency under the Trump administration. This ruling, delivered by U.S. District Judge Beryl Howell, asserts that actions taken by what she termed illegitimately installed leaders were unlawful and must be declared null and void. This decision, handed down on May 19, 2025, has far-reaching implications for the Institute's future and raises questions about the administration's approach to governance. The controversy erupted after the acting head of USIP publicly accused DOGE, a group affiliated with the Department of Government Efficiency, of forcibly seizing control of the Institute's Washington headquarters. This takeover involved the dismissal of USIP's president and most of its staff, along with a contentious transfer of the Institute's property to the General Services Administration, all executed with the backing of law enforcement. Howell's ruling reinstated George Moose as the Institute's president and barred the defendants from any further trespass against USIP's assets. In her ruling, Judge Howell underscored the unique role of the USIP, which was established during Ronald Reagan's presidency to serve as an independent think tank supporting both executive and legislative branches in international peace research and education. The United States Institute of Peace has existed for 40 years on a $50 million annual budget but failed to deliver peace, commented White House spokesperson Anna Kelly, reflecting the administration's perspective that the institute was a failed, useless entity. Kelly suggested that the ruling would not deter future attempts to curtail what the administration views as inefficient government operations. The ruling has sparked a fierce debate about the balance of power and the legitimacy of the government's actions. Critics of the Trump administration argue that its rapid and unilateral decisions signal an alarming disregard for established protocols and legislative oversight. Howell noted the administration's use of blunt force to shut down the institute without proper consultation with Congress, a move that many view as indicative of a broader erosion of democratic norms. As the dust settles from this legal confrontation, the implications for the U.S. Institute of Peace and its mission remain uncertain. The ruling serves as a reminder of the complexities surrounding governance, particularly in an era marked by political polarization and rapid changes in leadership dynamics. The future of the Institute, as well as the broader implications for how governmental agencies are managed and held accountable, will likely continue to unfold in the coming months. Looking ahead, the ongoing debates about the role of private citizens like Elon Musk in government, as well as the effectiveness of agencies like USIP, will undoubtedly shape the landscape of American governance. As stakeholders assess the fallout from this decision, the potential for further legal challenges and legislative actions looms large, signaling that the conversation about the intersection of power and accountability is far from over. In a notable reaffirmation of his commitment to Tesla's CEO, Elon Musk declared his intention to lead the electric vehicle giant for the next 5 years during an interview at Bloomberg's Qatar Economic Forum. This announcement comes at a time when some investors have expressed concern regarding Musk's focus on Tesla, especially as he has taken a prominent role advising political figures including former President Donald Trump. Musk's commitment was clear. He stated, "Yes, no doubt about that at all," when questioned about his future with the company. His assurance is particularly significant given Tesla's stock performance, which has experienced volatility this year, with shares down over 12% year-to-date before a slight uptick of approximately 1% on the day of Musk's announcement. The CEO emphasized the importance of maintaining voting control within the company, stating it's not a money thing. It's a reasonable control thing over the future of the company. Adding complexity to his role, Musk has faced backlash due to his political engagements, which have led to protests at Tesla properties. When addressing this backlash, he expressed that while political dissent is acceptable, it should not escalate to violence or threats. "Well, it's certainly fine to object to political things, but it's not a fine to resort to violence and hanging someone in effigy and death threats," he remarked, reflecting on the tensions surrounding his dual roles in business and politics. In addition to his commitments to Tesla, Musk hinted at his broader ambitions across his various ventures. He mentioned that his satellite internet service Starlink could potentially be spun off into a separate public company in the future, signaling ongoing innovation and expansion within his business portfolio. "It's possible that Starlink may go public at some point in the future," Musk said, underscoring the evolving landscape of his enterprises. Further complicating Tesla's market position, recent reports indicate that the company's sales in China have been underwhelming, raising questions about its competitive edge in a rapidly growing market. Despite these challenges, Tesla's stock continues to attract investor interest, with analysts speculating that the company's long-term prospects remain strong. As Musk navigates these multifaceted challenges, balancing his leadership at Tesla, engaging in political discourse, and overseeing a diverse array of companies, his actions will undoubtedly shape the future of electric vehicles and beyond. Investors and industry observers alike will be watching closely to see how Musk's renewed commitment to Tesla influences the company's trajectory in the years ahead. In a series of recent developments, SpaceX has faced significant challenges that underscore both the complexity of its operations and shifting public perceptions of the company. Just minutes before the scheduled launch of its Falcon 9 rocket on May 19, the company abruptly scrubbed the mission, raising concerns within the space community about the implications of such delays. This particular mission, designated Starlink 12 to 15, was set to deploy 23 new Starlink V2 mini satellites, including 13 equipped with direct-to-cell capabilities, a technology that could enhance connectivity for mobile users globally. The countdown was halted at 2.5 minutes, and while SpaceX did not disclose the specific reason for the abort during its broadcast, the company later confirmed via social media that the vehicle and payload were in good health. It also announced a backup launch opportunity for the following night, reflecting the company's quick pivot to maintain its ambitious launch schedule. Falcon 9 had an auto-abort just prior to T0, SpaceX stated, indicating that technical safeguards were in place to protect both the rocket and its payload. Despite the technical hurdles, the upcoming mission is noteworthy as it will utilize Falcon 9 booster 1095, which will be making its debut. This event marks the fourth new booster introduced by SpaceX in 2025, demonstrating the company's ongoing efforts to expand its fleet and capabilities. Following liftoff, the booster is expected to target a landing on the SpaceX drone ship. Just read the instructions, aiming for what would be the 121st successful touchdown on that platform. Adding to the complexity of SpaceX's current situation, the company is also in a holding pattern regarding its Starship program. On May 15, the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration (FAA) approved modifications to SpaceX's launch license, allowing an increase in the number of Starship launches from its South Texas site from 5 to 25 annually. However, this approval is contingent upon the FAA concluding its investigation into the mishaps experienced during the previous Starship Flight 8, which ended in an explosion shortly after liftoff. This investigation has led to heightened scrutiny over the launch trajectories for future flights, particularly those that might pose risks to populated areas. The implications of these incidents extend beyond mere technical setbacks. Recent polling data from Axios and Newsweek indicates a notable decline in public confidence in SpaceX and Tesla, with both companies witnessing a drop in their reputations. This weakening perception comes at a time when both brands are pivotal in shaping the future of space exploration and electric vehicles, respectively. The Axios Harris Poll 100 highlighted that public favorability for both companies has diminished, pointing to potential repercussions on their market performance and public support as they navigate these turbulent waters. As SpaceX works to resume its launch cadence, the company faces the dual challenge of overcoming technical obstacles while also addressing public concerns about safety and reliability. Elon Musk's ambitious vision for the Starship program and the broader implications of satellite internet through Starlink are undoubtedly at stake. Looking ahead, industry watchers will be keenly observing how SpaceX manages these challenges and whether it can restore public confidence in its mission. The potential for innovation remains vast, but it will require a deft balance of engineering excellence and transparent communication to navigate the path forward. Elon Musk, the high-profile entrepreneur known for his unconventional leadership and bold visions, is currently embroiled in a significant legal battle that could have lasting repercussions for his social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter. Since Musk's acquisition of the platform in October 2022, his tenure has been marked by controversy, a substantial decline in advertising revenue, and now a lawsuit against several major corporations that have chosen to boycott advertising on X. In the wake of Musk's controversial management choices, including the promotion of free speech that many perceive as enabling offensive content, numerous companies, including household names like Lego, Shell, and Nestle, halted their advertising on the platform. This exodus not only reflects a response to the perceived decline in user safety but also highlights a broader backlash against Musk's influence in the tech sphere. According to reports, advertising revenue for X plummeted by approximately $1.5 billion, a staggering decline that has raised eyebrows within the industry. Musk's reaction was swift. He initiated legal proceedings against the companies that withdrew their support, claiming they conspired to collectively damage X's standing in the digital advertising marketplace. He alleged that these companies were part of a group known as the Global Alliance for Responsible Media (GARM), which aimed to promote digital safety. However, GARM has not been active since August 2024, complicating Musk's assertions of a coordinated boycott. In a statement shared on X, Musk characterized the actions of these companies as a deliberate attempt to undermine X's competitiveness, asserting that their withdrawal was not a mere business decision but part of a larger conspiracy to withhold billions in advertising revenue. Their actions have made X a less effective competitor, Musk stated, underscoring his belief that this boycott was fueled by ulterior motives rather than genuine concerns over content or user engagement. As the lawsuit unfolds, it raises critical questions about the intersection of corporate responsibility and digital platforms in the current climate. The significant backlash against Musk's leadership style has not only impacted advertising revenue but has also fostered a climate of skepticism among potential advertisers. Many are wary of associating their brands with a platform that has become synonymous with controversy and unpredictability. The implications of this legal battle extend beyond Musk and X. They underscore a broader trend within the tech industry where corporate values and consumer expectations are increasingly at odds. As major brands navigate the complex landscape of social media advertising, they are compelled to consider their stance on issues of safety, inclusivity, and corporate ethics. Looking ahead, the outcome of Musk's lawsuit could set a critical precedent for how social media companies manage corporate partnerships in an era defined by heightened scrutiny over content moderation and brand safety. As Musk contends with these challenges, the future of X and his vision for it remains uncertain, leaving stakeholders and observers alike to ponder how these developments will shape the digital landscape in the coming years. The landscape of medical technology is shifting dramatically with the expansion of brain-computer interfaces (BCIs), particularly for individuals suffering from paraplegia. As of 2023, the global market for these innovative devices reached an impressive $238.5 million, with projections indicating a climb to $346.2 million by 2031, reflecting a compound annual growth rate (CAGR) of 4.2% during the forecast period from 2024 to 2031. This growth is driven by advances in technology, increased investment in research and development, and a rising demand for innovative therapies that prioritize patient-centered care. BCIs represent a groundbreaking intersection between neuroscience and technology, enabling direct communication between the brain and external devices. These interfaces can translate neural signals into commands that control prosthetics, computers, or other mobility aids, offering the potential to restore movement and improve the quality of life for those with severe spinal cord injuries. As noted in a recent report by Data Intelligence, the implications for patient independence are profound. BCIs hold the potential to transform the lives of individuals with paraplegia, enabling them to regain a sense of agency and interaction with their environment, the report states. Major players in the BCI market include Neurolutions Incorporated, Synchron, Neuralink, BlackRock Neurotech, and BrainGate, among others. These companies are at the forefront of innovation, focusing on strategies such as new product launches and geographic expansion to penetrate emerging markets. Neurolutions Ipsihan and BlackRock Neurotech's Move Again system, which recently received FDA breakthroughs, exemplify the clinical advancements being made in this field. Investment in BCI technology is surging, propelled by favorable regulatory developments and the increasing availability of funding. Companies like Neuralink are pushing the envelope with human trials aimed at developing thought-controlled devices which could significantly enhance the therapeutic options available for paralyzed patients. The clinical use of BCIs is advancing at an unprecedented pace thanks to both technological innovation and strategic partnerships across the healthcare landscape, said a senior analyst at Data Intelligence. The market is segmented by type into invasive, minimally invasive, and non-invasive categories, as well as by technology, including microelectrode arrays, electrocorticography, and electroencephalography. Applications range from mobility assistance to communication and rehabilitation, highlighting the versatility of BCI systems in addressing diverse patient needs. Regionally, the report highlights 6 key areas: North America, South America, Europe, Asia Pacific, the Middle East, and Africa, each presenting unique opportunities and challenges. North America, particularly the United States, remains the largest market, driven by robust healthcare infrastructure and significant investment in medical technology. However, emerging markets in Asia and South America are expected to witness rapid growth as awareness and acceptance of these technologies increase. As the BCI market continues to grow, it is essential for stakeholders to remain informed about industry trends, regulatory changes, and the competitive landscape. This evolving field carries the promise of not only enhancing the lives of individuals with paraplegia but also reshaping our understanding of human-computer interaction. The future of BCI technology is bright, and as research progresses, it may pave the way for even more groundbreaking developments that extend beyond medical applications into everyday life.